If you are looking for a dessert that is going to impress and is so good that nobody will know that it's vegan, then stick around because today we're making my favorite gluten-free, dairy-free strawberry cheesecake. Welcome to my channel. I'm Tina and this is Under 3 Acres Homestead. I'm a gluten-free homesteader on a mission to make a gluten-free, allergy-friendly lifestyle accessible and tasty without breaking the bank. Today we're going to be making my favorite cheesecake. It is gluten-free, it is dairy-free, it's very allergen-friendly, and it's vegan to boot. For this recipe, we're going to use a few basic ingredients and a few not so basic ingredients, but you can generally find those at any grocery store that carries gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan items. The first thing you're going to need to do is preheat your oven to 325 and then get your food processor ready. For this recipe, you're going to need 3/4 cup of gluten-free oats, 3/4 cup of raw almonds, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of molasses. We're going to pulse on low until a fine meal is achieved. I've melted 5 tablespoons of coconut oil here in this bowl. I'm just going to add about 4 worth. We're trying to get this of a dough consistency. We might use the rest in a second here. Every once in a while we need to scrape down the sides. So you want to make sure that the mixture will stick together. See, this is crumbling a little bit, so I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Now that we've got the right consistency, I'm going to put this in the pan. I like to press my crust up the sides of the pie plate and not just have it on the bottom. Of course, you could use a spring form, one with a removable bottom, and use that too. I just find this is easier to transport if you're bringing it to a picnic or potluck, if it's all in a pie plate. So what I'm trying to do here is get the crust to come up the side, and I'm just lightly pressing while I'm doing that here. We're going to bake this in the oven for 20 minutes. Once you're happy with how it looks and everything's nicely pressed in the pan, we're going to pop this in the oven. We're going to leave the cheesecake crust on the counter to cool while we make the next part. I like to use this cocoa whip topping as the main base of our filling. Now, for a while it wasn't available in the grocery stores, and when it was available again, I bought it. It's in the freezer aisle, just in case you're wondering. But when they weren't available, I used this here. This is coconut whip topping. This worked as a great substitute. It takes a little more than a can. You can substitute the 9-ounce container here of this for 9 ounces of this, and it turns out just as good. I have also used different types of dairy-free cream cheese. I have to be dairy-free. I cannot tolerate any casein, so this it is. If you are just lactose intolerant, you can also use an 8-ounce tub of cream cheese that is lactose-free. I make a lot of allergy-friendly things, and it really depends on what exact allergies or food sensitivities you have. Grab what you need. The other thing we're gonna use is some icing sugar. For this particular recipe, I'm using the Watkins Pure Lemon Extract, but you could substitute this for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So let's get down to it. So we're gonna scrape out the entire tub worth. Next, I'm going to add the cream cheese. And that came out all in one go. That was great. Next, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of the icing sugar. If you like your sweeter, you could add a little bit more. And then, because I love lemon in my cheesecake, we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract. This Watkins stuff is really strong, so if yours isn't that strong, you can definitely add more. I'm going to just press in the powder a little bit so that when I put my beaters on, we're not making a big mess. Just gonna grab a spatula and scrape down the sides a little bit. You want to make sure this is as smooth as possible. I've let the crust cool for a little bit now so that it's not hot. Now I'm gonna add the cream cheese topping. Whether you're gluten-free or dairy-free by choice or by circumstance, it doesn't matter, because as humans we like our creature comforts, we like the things that we like, and cheesecake was one of those things for me, and I just knew I needed to recreate that favorite. If you can relate to that, I would love for you to smash that like button. Let's be honest, being gluten-free can really suck at times, especially when you can't have your favorite foods anymore. I've made it my mission to find recipes and to start testing things so that they taste like the things that I used to enjoy, and I want to share those with as many people as possible. So by hitting that like button, you're getting the word out, you're helping more people with just like one push of the button. I'm gonna chop this cheesecake with my strawberry preserves. I made those in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, you better go check that out right after this one. If you don't have strawberry preserves, you can use your favorite topping. You can just drizzle chocolate over the top, you can add fresh strawberries, you can put whatever topping you want on. I like to use pie filling or preserves. This just happens to be the strawberry preserves that I made in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, you might wanna go check that out. All of my recipes are gluten-free. Many of them are dairy-free and allergen-friendly. One of the reasons for moving out here to the farm and starting a homestead in the first place was so that we can have more control over what goes into our food, how it's raised, and make sure that we're not getting cross-contaminated, make sure that we don't have any allergic reactions. This lifestyle has afforded us so much freedom. Hay fever and seasonal allergies seem to be the only problem right now. But as far as food goes, we're doing really well here. I'm going to set my cheesecake in the fridge now to chill for several hours. I could chill this overnight as well. If you're going to make this for a picnic or a gathering, you could easily make this the day before. If you give this recipe a try, leave a comment below and share it with your friends so that more people can enjoy yummy, gluten-free, dairy-free food. I make lots of different things here on the homestead, so I'd love for you to become part of the family. If you're interested in more of my gluten-free recipes, check out this playlist here. And if you haven't already, check out my strawberry preserves recipe here so that you can make some and make this beautiful cheesecake for your next picnic or summer gathering. Have a great one, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.